Hey guys, what's up? We have the list of cards within the new Cyberse Link structure deck, and it seems that some of the cards, much like the Fairy structure deck, have been replaced between the OCG and the TCG versions. The first card is Digitron. This is an Earth Cyberse level 2 normal monster with 1500 attack and 0 defense. It pairs well with some of the deck that are able to summon this card to go into a Link monster. The next card is Dotscaper. This is an Earth Cyberse level 1 with 0 attack and 2100 defense, and its effect is, if this card is sent to the graveyard, you can special summon this card. If this card is banished, you can special summon this card. You can only use one Dotscaper effect per turn, and only once that turn. You can only use each effect of Dotscaper once per duel. This card can make itself come back twice within a duel, which can be used to bring out a Link. The next card is Client. This is a light Cyberse level 3 with 1500 attack and 1500 defense, and its effect is, while this normal summoned or set card is face up on the field, all Cyberse monsters you control gain 500 attack and defense during your turn only. If this card on the field would be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can destroy one Cyberse monster in your hand or face up on your field instead. This card provides a boost to your Cyberse monsters, as well as providing itself with some protection. The next card is Backlinker. This is a Dark Cyberse level 3 with 1600 attack and 0 defense. Its effect is, if only your opponent controls a monster in the extra monster zone, you can special summon this card from your hand. You can tribute this card, shuffle all monsters from the extra monster zones into the deck. Also, you cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck for the rest of this turn. This card can send extra monster cards back to the extra deck, so can counter any of these monsters. This is a good effect, as there are some monsters that are difficult to get rid of, and this is an easy to summon monster. The next card is Balancer Lord. This is a light Cyberse level 4 with 1700 attack and 1200 defense, and its effect is, once per turn you can pay 1000 life points. During your main phase this turn, you can normal summon one Cyberse monster, in addition to your normal summon or set. You can only gain this effect once per turn. If this card is banished, you can special summon one level 4 or lower monster from your hand. You can only use this effect of Balancer Lord once per turn. This card provides you with an additional Cyberse monster summon to enable a Link summon or for further field advantage. The next card is Claudia. This is a Dark Cyberse level 4 with 1800 attack and 0 defense, and it's when this card is normal summoned, you can target one Cyberse monster in your graveyard except Claudia, add it to your hand. If this card is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can special summon one level 4 or lower Cyberse monster from your deck, except Claudia. This card can recover a Cyberse monster and enables itself to be replaced on the field when destroyed by battle or card effect. Next card is Boot Staggered. This is a light Cyberse level 5 with 2300 attack and 500 defense, and its effect is, when a Cyberse monster is normal summoned to your field, you can special summon this card from your hand. You can only use this effect of Boot Staggered once per turn. When this card inflicts battle damage to your opponent, you can special summon one Stag token Cyberse Earth level 1 with 0 attack and 0 defense. This card is able to special summon itself quickly and provides a token every time it does damage, which can be used for tributes or for Link summon. The next card is Dual Assembworm. This is a Dark Cyberse level 8 with 2800 attack and 1000 defense, and its effect is, if this card is in your graveyard or hand, you can banish 2 other Cyberse monsters from your hand or face up from your field. Special summon this card, but its attack becomes half. You can only use this effect of Dual Assembworm once per turn. Once per turn, you can banish one card from your hand, banish one monster on the field with attack less than or equal to this card's. This card is better to summon normally, as you can banish a wider range of monsters, though I suppose if you're working against smaller or synchro-based decks, this could be more effective against some of the smaller key cards. The next card is Cyberse Wizard. This is a light Cyberse level 4 with 1800 attack and 800 defense, and its effect is, once per turn, you can target one attack position opponent's monster, change it to defense position, and if you do, for the rest of this turn, your monsters cannot attack except to attack that monster, and if your Cyberse monster attacks a defense position monster, inflict piercing and battle damage to your opponent. This card can change your opponent's monsters to defense, and enables Cyberse monsters to inflict piercing. The next card is Backup Secretary. This is a light Cyberse level 3 with 1200 attack and 800 defense, and its effect is, if you control a Cyberse monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. You can only special summon Backup Secretary once per turn this way. This special summon enables for an instant link. The next card is Stack Reviver. This is a dark Cyberse level 2 with 100 attack and 600 defense, and its effect is, if this card is used as material for a link summon, you can target one other level 4 or lower Cyberse monster in your graveyard that was used as material for that link summon, special summon it in defense position. You can only use this effect of Stack Reviver once per duel. This card enables you to bring back the other material that was used for a link summon, providing more field presence or for an additional link summon. The next card is Launcher Commander. This is an Earth Cyberse level 4 with 1700 attack and 1200 defense, and its effect is, all other Cyberse monsters you control gain 300 attack and defense. Once per turn, you contribute one Cyberse monster, then target one face-up monster your opponent controls, destroy it. This can get rid of any of your opponent's monsters, as long as they don't have a protection effect. The next card is Tragoidia. This is a Dark Fiend level 10 with question mark attack and defense. Its effect is, when you take battle damage, you can special summon this card from your hand. It gains 600 attack and defense for each card in your hand. Once per turn, you can send one monster from your hand to the graveyard, then target one face-up monster your opponent controls with the same level the sent monster had in the hand. Take control of that face-up monster. Once per turn, you can target one monster in your graveyard. This card's level becomes the same as that target's until the end of this turn. Its stats can be decent. If you have a large hand, you can steal an opponent's monster to use, and you can manipulate this card's level to use as either an Xyz or a Synchro material. The next card is Summoner Monk. This is a Dark Spellcaster level 4 with 800 attack and 1600 defense, and its effect is, while this card is face up on the field, it cannot be tributed. If this card is normal or flip summoned, change this card to defense position. Once per turn, you can discard one spell, special summon one level 4 monster from your deck, but that monster cannot attack this turn. This card can be used to Xyz summon into a rank 4 or for a link 2 monster. Next card is Card Trooper. This is an Earth Machine level 3 with 400 attack and 400 defense. Its effect is, once per turn, you can choose a number from 1 to 3, then send that many cards from the top of your deck to the graveyard. This card gains 500 attack for each card sent to the graveyard this way, until the end of this turn. If this card you control is destroyed and sent to the graveyard, draw one card. This card can become 1900 attack, as well as set up your graveyard and draws a card to replace itself when it's sent to the graveyard. The next card is Debris Dragon. This is a Wind Dragon Tuner level 4 with 1000 attack and 2000 defense. Its effect is, when this card is normal summoned, you can target one monster with 500 or less attack in your graveyard, special summon that target in attack position, but it has its effects negated. It cannot be used as a synchro material, except for the synchro summon of a dragon monster. The other synchro materials cannot be level 4. This is good for a synchro-based deck, enabling smaller monsters to be summoned. However, it does have some restrictions, only allowing dragon synchros to be summoned. The next card is Mathematician. This is an Earth Spellcaster level 3 with 1500 attack and 500 defense, and its effect is, when this card is normal summoned, you can send one level 4 or lower monster from your deck to the graveyard. When this card is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, you can draw one card. This can help to set up your graveyard and let you draw a card when it's destroyed. The next card is Crane. This is an Earth Winged Beast level 3 with 300 attack and 900 defense, and its effect is, when this card is normal summoned, you can target one level 3 monster in your graveyard, special summon that target, but it has its effects negated. You can only use this effect of Crane once per turn. This can go into a rank 3 Xyz monster or a link 2 Link monster. The next card is Magician of Faith. This is a light spellcaster flip effect with 300 attack and 400 defense, and its effect is flip, target one spell in your graveyard, add that target to your hand. This lets you recover one of your used spell. The next card is Jester Confit. This is a dark spellcaster level 1 with 0 attack and 0 defense, and its effect is you can only control one Jester Confit. You can special summon this card from your hand in attack position. If summoned this way during your opponent's next end phase, target one face-up monster your opponent controls, return both that target and this face-up card to the hand. This can help to return some of your opponent's monsters to the hand, especially the extra deck monsters. The next card is Glow Up Bulb. This is an Earth Plant Tuner level 1 with 100 attack and 100 defense, and its effect is, if this card is in your graveyard, you can send the top card of your deck to the graveyard, and if you do, special summon this card. You can only use this effect of Glow Up Bulb once per duel. This card is used for a synchro-orientated deck and enables the summon of Formula Synchro. The next card is Kinkabio. This is a Dark Beast Spirit level 1 with 400 attack and 200 defense, and its effect is cannot be special summoned. When this card is normal summoned or flipped face up, you can target one level 1 monster in your graveyard, special summon that target, but banish it when this card leaves the field. Once per turn during the end phase, if this card was normal summoned or flipped face up this turn, return it to the hand. This can revive a level 1 monster to go into a rank 1 or a link monster. The next card is Cynet Backdoor. This is a quick played spell card that says target one Cyberse monster you control, banish it, and if you do, add one Cyberse monster from your deck to your hand, whose attack is lower than that monster's original attack. During your next standby phase, return that monster banished by this effect to the field, and it can attack directly that turn. You can only activate one Cynet Backdoor per turn. This card lets you protect your Cyberse monsters, as this can respond to an opponent's effect to search for a lower attack monster. The banished monster is then able to be summoned next turn and to attack directly, which can cause significant damage if played well. The next card is Soul Charge. This is a normal spell card that says target any number of monsters in your graveyard, special summon them, and if you do, you lose 1000 life points for each monster special summoned by this effect. You cannot conduct your battle phase the turn you activate this card. You can only activate one Soul Charge per turn. This is good provided you have the life points to pay and access into your extra deck monsters more quickly, enabling a quicker setup. The next card is Shuffle Reborn. This is a normal spell card that says if you control no monsters, target one monster in your graveyard, special summon it, but it has its effects negated. Also banish it during the end phase. You can banish this card from your graveyard, then target one card you control, shuffle it into the deck, then draw one card. Also, during the end phase of this turn, banish one card from your hand. You can only use this effect of Shuffle Reborn once per turn. This card can revive a strong monster, as well as recovering a card to draw for another. The next card is DDR, or Different Dimension Reincarnation. This is an equipment spell card that says discard one card, then target one of your banished monsters, special summon it in attack position, and equip it with this card. When this card leaves the field, destroy the equipped monster. This card can revive a banished monster, though it has to be run typically within specific decks. The next card is Gold Sarcophagus. This is a normal spell card that says banish one card from your deck face up. During your second standby phase after this card's activation, add that card to your hand. This enables a search effect. However, with the way the game is now, this can often be too slow. Monsters affects search cards much quicker than this can. The next card is Mind Control. This is a normal spell card that says target one monster your opponent controls. Until the end phase, take control of that monster, but it cannot declare an attack or be tributed. This can be used to make an Xyz or a Link monster. This card is a Cosmic Cyclone. This is a quick play spell card that says pay 1000 life points, then target one spell or trap card on the field, banish it. Some back row cards have second effects that occur within the graveyard, so this prevents them from activating. The next card is Moon Mirror Shield. This is an equipment spell card that says if the equipped monster battles your opponent's monster, during damage calculation, the equipped monster's attack and defense become equal to the attack and defense, whichever is higher of the opponent's battling monster, plus 100. During damage calculation only. If this face-up card is sent from the field to the graveyard, pay 500 life points, place this card on either the top or the bottom of your deck. This card can be any monster in battle, unless your opponent can get rid of this. Even then, you have the chance to send it back to the top of your deck for your next draw. The next card is Where Art Thou? This is a normal spell card that says if you control a face-up level 1 monster, add one level 1 monster from your deck to your hand. During the end phase of this turn, take 2000 damage if you did not normal summon the added monster or a card with the same name after activating this card. This can be used in a synchro deck that relies on level 1s or some archetypes such as the Dustin. The next card is Recoded Alive. This is a normal trap card that says target one Link 3 Cyberse Link monster you control or is in your graveyard, banish it, and if you do, special summon one Code Talker monster from your extra deck. If you control no monsters in the extra monster zone, you can banish this card from your graveyard, then target one of your banished Code Talker monsters, special summon it. This card is used to bring out a Code Talker monster. At the moment there are 3 or 4, and can recover a Code Talker monster to provide a lot of additional advantage. The next card is Miracle's Wake. This is a normal trap card that says target one monster that was destroyed by battle and sent to your graveyard this turn, special summon it. This card can recover a monster that relies on your opponent getting rid of that monster in the first place. The next card is Powerful Rebirth. This is a continuous trap card that says activate this card by targeting one level 4 or lower monster in your graveyard, special summon that target, increase its level by 1, and attack and defense by 100. When that monster is destroyed, destroy this card. This lets you bring a monster back with slightly improved stats, but the increase in level means you can go into a rank 5 Xyz monster more easily. The next card is a Premature Return. This is a normal trap card that says banish one card from your hand, then target one of your banished monsters, special summon it in face down defense position. This card can recover a banished monster. The next card is Swamp Mirror. This is a continuous trap card that says activate this card by declaring one monster type and one attribute, special summon this card as a normal monster, level 4 with 1800 attack and 1000 defense with that type and attribute. This card is also still a trap card. This is a trap monster that enables you to determine its type and attribute. The importance in this is that some extra deck monsters require specific monsters in order to summon. The next card is Quantum Cat. This is a continuous trap card that says activate this card by declaring one monster type and one attribute. Special summon this card as a normal monster, level 4, with 0 attack and 2200 defense, with that type and attribute. This card is also still a trap card. This is the same as Swamp Mirror, however, this is a more defensive version. The next card is Storming Mirror Force. This is a normal trap card that says when an opponent's monster declares an attack, return all your opponent's attack position monsters to the hand. This is able to return all your opponent's monsters to the hand. It's best used against extra deck monsters. However, this did come unstuck as an effect against pendulum monsters who are just able to resummon their hand the next turn. The next card is Dimensional Barrier. This is a normal trap card that says declare one monster card type Ritual, Fusion, Synchro, Xyz or Pendulum. For the rest of this turn, neither player can special summon monsters of the declared type. Also negate the effects of all monsters of that type while they are on the field. You can only activate one dimensional barrier per turn. This card is good to respond to most types of summon. However, with the introduction of links, its values have been reduced as your opponent can, rather than go into an Xyz monster, or even if they have, they can usually respond by going into a link monster, after they've done the Xyz summon. The next card is Ghosts from the Past. This is a normal trap card that says banish 2 monsters from your graveyard, then target 1 attack position monster on the field. Change its attack to 0 until the end of this turn. This is good if you have a couple of useless monsters in the graveyard and your opponent has a strong field. The next card is Encode Talker. This is a light Cyberse link monster with 2300 attack and a link of 3. The links point to the top, the bottom, and the bottom right. It requires 2 or more Cyberse monsters, and its effect is once per turn before damage calculation. If your monster this card points to battles an opponent's monster with higher attack than it, you can make that monster unable to be destroyed by that battle. Also, you take no battle damage from that battle. After that damage calculation, have this card or one monster it points to gain attack equal to the attack of that battle opponent's monster until the end of this turn. This card is able to give attack points to a monster linked to this card to overcome stronger monsters. The next card is Trigate Wizard. This is an Earth Cyberse link monster with 2200 attack and a link monster of 3. These points to the left, the top, and the right. It requires 2 or more monsters, except tokens, and its effect is this card gains these effects based on the number of monsters co-linked to this card. 1. If a monster co-linked to this card battles your opponent's monster, any battle damage it inflicts to your opponent is doubled. 2. Once per turn, you can target 1 card on the field, banish it. And 3. Once per turn, when a card or effect is activated as a quick effect, you can negate the activation, and if you do, banish that card. This card is able to cause double damage, banish a card, and negate and banish a card, which, being a quick effect, means it can use either turn. These 3 abilities make this card a very substantial threat. The final card is Binary Sorceress. This is an Earth Cyberse link monster with 1600 attack and a link of 2 pointing to the left and the right. It requires 2 monsters except tokens, and its effect is this card gains these effects based on the number of monsters co-linked to this card. When a monster co-linked to this card battles your opponent's monster and inflicts battle damage to them, you can gain that much life points. 2. Once per turn as a quick effect, you can target 2 face-up monsters you control until the end of this turn, half the attack of one monster, and if you do, add that lost attack to the other monster. This card enables you to recover life points and manipulate attack points to make one of your cards stronger for the turn. The most interesting part of the structure deck is that there are 5 cards offered different between the OCG and the TCG. The OCG provides Morphing Jar, Black Dragon Collapse Serpent, White Dragon Wyverbuster, Treeborn Frog, and Solemn Strike, whilst the TCG gives Cyberse Wizard, Backup Secretary, Stack Reviver, Launch Commander, and Ghosts from the Past. What do you think of the structure deck? Is this something you wanted so you could build your own Cyberse deck? Was it to be expected that this would be a structure deck? And what about the changes between the OCG and the TCG? Would you have preferred their cards, or are you happy with what we have? Leave your comments down below, like the video if you enjoyed it, subscribe, click the bell for notifications, and as always, thank you for taking the time to watch this video. And